Hello everyone, it's your girl Asia from Rant's Fango channel. I am back with another video. Welcome back to my channel. Now, this video is crazy because I told y'all I wasn't going to be making no more Degrassi videos unless I saw something interesting enough to where I want to make a video of. I've been seeing a lot of niggas on TikTok who really say with their whole heart and chest that they honestly truly believe that Degrassi Next Class is better than Degrassi The Next Generation. And I just be very confused because I'm trying to understand, did they watch the same show that I watched when it came to Degrassi Next Class? Because Degrassi Next Class is nowhere near as good as Degrassi Next Generation. As a matter of fact, it's not good at all. I made a video on why it's not good, but I'll say everything I said again in this video on why it's not good, and I'm going to continue to trash on it. And I'm going to also go on a side rant on how I don't understand why people feel like Craig used his bipolar to get out of certain situations. People say that Joey or whoever would enable him, and I definitely disagree with that. I don't agree with that at all. I don't know where the fuck that's coming from, but I'm trying to understand that everyone watched the same bipolar storyline when it came to Craig, because no one enabled him at all. If anything, people walked eggshells around him and treated him like a freak because he had a mental disorder. So I don't want to hear that shit. But before I even get into that, let me get into this Degrassi Next Class shit. Degrassi Next Class is not good at all. Degrassi Next Class is very shitty. It's not a good show. There's not any good writing. And the only good characters in that show was Maya and Miles. That's it. In this entire 4-season run of this show, only 2 characters got any character development. That is crazy when you have a whole cast filled with teenagers. You mean to tell me you were only able to give 2 of those teenagers some character development? That makes no sense. If that's the case, why the fuck was the cast so big? The cast wasn't as big as it was in Degrassi Next Generation, but shit, it was damn near. You mean to tell me that cast was that big and no one else was able to get any screen time? It's like they just flung shit at the wall. Degrassi Next Class, to me, and I said this, I feel like Degrassi Next Class really had no way of being popular or no way of being good, because I feel like Degrassi season 14 ruined the next class for those generations, because they gave them those 3 shitty episodes to leave off of. Like I said, everybody know I hate the Summer Girl episodes. Them episodes are really ridiculous, and they just really revolve around the newer class, like Zoe, like Maya, like Miles, like Tristan and Zig, and all of them. And they gave them the worst shit. Nobody in the Summer Girl episodes got really nothing. Like, if they were like what was leading up to the Degrassi Next Class, no one really got anything other than Zoe, in my opinion, because in the Degrassi Next Class, they did a storyline with her and Grace. I can't think of anything else that really was led up to the Degrassi Next Class from those Summer Girl episodes. Nothing was led up other than the Zoe and Grace shit, which I definitely feel like when it got to the Degrassi Next Class, they ruined it. It's like the Degrassi Next Class forgot what they wrote for Zoe and Grace at the end of season 14. I feel like, and I always said this, and I'm going to always say this shit because it just makes no sense. There is no way in hell I would have a girl kiss me, or I would ever have sex with a girl if I'm not a little bit interested in females. You mean to tell me not only did Grace let Zoe kiss her, but she went the whole way into having sex with this girl, and you tell this girl the day after she slept with you that you don't like girls like that? Why would you go the whole way? Yes, I don't give a fuck how nobody feel. Grace led Zoe on. She did. She absolutely did. Because nothing in your mind would ever allow you to kiss a girl or have sex with a girl if you know you don't like girls. That in of itself makes no fucking sense. When clearly in Degrassi season 14, she was obviously jealous, and she had some feelings for Zoe because it made her uncomfortable that Zoe and Miles were in a relationship. And she always clock block. She always had something negative to say about Zoe being with Miles. She always say, "Oh, can y'all keep the PDA at a number 1? If y'all gonna be kissing and touchy free with each other, go into the next room." Like, girl, this is his house. The fuck? How you gonna be ordering him around in his motherfucking mansion? So it's like the Degrassi writers totally forgot that they wrote that storyline. Grace would get upset if her and Zoe had plans and Zoe had to cancel them because she wanted to hang out with Miles, who was her boyfriend. And she would say, oh, man, I totally forgot what she told Zoe when it was at the table. But she said something. I feel like, man, Grace, she like this girl. She like her. But if I have to be honest, where did the Grace and Zoe storyline start? Like, it kind of just happened out of nowhere. Like, it's like these Summer Girl episodes, they took the time to really, like, give that a storyline. But there was no build-up for that in season 14. And no one's going to tell me that there was, because there wasn't. Because season 14, the entire time, Zoe was trying to get with Zig. So, when did she magically just feel like she had feelings for Zoe? There was no build-up to that. Like how they did the shit with Alex and Paige. They could have did that with Zoe and Grace, but I guess they wanted to go a different route. Instead, they went with, we know Zoe's gay, and she's dating Miles because she's afraid to tell Grace how she feels. But I feel like Grace was gay too, because I feel like the way she was acting, it wasn't like, oh, your best friend is mad because you keep setting her up for your boyfriend. It was given, I have feelings for you, and I really just want you to spend time with me. I don't want you to spend time with this guy. At least that's how it came up to me anyway. I didn't look at it as, oh yeah, she just a friend who getting tired of being the second choice. But to me, it really came off like, oh, she definitely got feelings for Zoe. She got feelings for this girl, because the way she was coming off was like very aggressive. And then in next class, and then I always say this, I feel like Zoe and Grace had chemistry, because in Degrassi season 14, the Summer Girl episodes, I was feeling that. I was like, yeah, I can feel them being together. I can fuck with it. And then in Degrassi next class, Grace did nothing but lead this girl on. Like, Zoe was the first one to know that Grace was sick, that she was suffering from a lung disease. And then after that, she literally just led Zoe on. Like, she was giving Zoe hope into thinking they could be something. Zoe kissed her at the end of the Summer Girl episodes. And then Zoe kept kissing her after the day Zoe spent the night. This is the same episode, I believe. Yes, this is the same episode when Zig cheated on Maya with Zoe. I'm sorry that I'm going into this whole rant, but this is part of why I feel like the Degrassi Next class sucks. And I'm going to get into that. Because this right here is telling y'all why the storylines were all over the place. They obviously forgot what they wrote for storylines. Right? So the day Zoe is at Grace's house, she kissed Grace, and then her and Grace go the whole way. She has sex with Grace. The next day at school, Grace tells Zoe she is not into her like that at all. And Grace said Zoe said that was the first time she ever did it with a girl. And she asked Grace, what part was it that she didn't like? Grace said, all of it. She said she didn't like any of it. And I really was pissed. Now, when I first watched it, I'm thinking like, okay, maybe Grace isn't coming into terms to who she is. But when I watched it the third time, when I watched it, I was just mad because I feel like, Grace, you could really let this girl on. If you was not into her like that, why the fuck would you wait until y'all slept together? Or why would you wait? You had this girl kissing all up on you. You had her. She had sex with you. And you open your mouth now, after all of it is done, and tell her you're not into females. That makes no sense. Nothing in this world will ever make me feel like I owe someone something because they were there for me. Or because I feel like I have to try being gay because they have feelings for me. What? No. There's no trying. Nothing in this world will ever make you kiss a girl unless you like females. So, I feel like Degrassi did bad representation because the whole storyline just didn't make sense. It didn't. It just, I wasn't fucking with it and I didn't like it. The storylines of the Degrassi Next class they were not good. Like, it's like only one storyline carried that season and everything else was boring. Like, season 1, the main storylines that carried it was Zig cheating on Maya and Miles and his drug habit. And season 2, honestly, I feel like season 2 was, I always say season 4 is the worst season, but season 2 is very fucking boring. Nothing happens in that season up until the bus crash, and the only storyline to me that carried that season for real was Zoe hurting herself. And I'm trying to think of something else. And is Hunter having depression? Really? Like, the storylines were just not giving what Degrassi Next Generation gave. And the Degrassi Next class felt like a whole universe. Like, it did not feel like they were in high school. Like I said, they should never took Degrassi off Team Nick. They really should. If they were going to be doing the next class, if they were going to be doing Miles and their class for 4 more years and be giving them their time to shine, they should have kept them on Team Nick. I understand they feel like since that cast was so small, there was no need to be doing 45 or 44 episodes for them. But it's like, at the end of the day, once we enter season 12 and 13, their class in season, when we enter season 12, no, when we enter season 13 and 14, their class carried those seasons because their class were the only ones that had any drama. The seniors didn't have any drama at all. Miles and his class carried the drama. So I don't understand why in next class it just wasn't, it didn't feel that way. Like I said, only 2 characters or 1 character will carry the season. A storyline will only wrap around one person who carries that whole season for 10 episodes. Where in Degrassi Next Generation, it was multiple characters who had storylines. Granted, there were some who got more screen time than others, but it's like everyone branched out and had at least something to do. In the Degrassi Next class, it did not feel that way. It's like they didn't give a lot to everyone, and it's like, why are they here? Like I always say that, what was Winston on this show for so long for? Was Winston just here? Winston dated Frankie, cheated on Frankie with Lola, and then he was just there. Winston never had no character development, no screen time, no nothing. He never did shit. He was just Miles' best friend. So it's like, if he's not here to get nothing, why the fuck is he still here? He was on the show for a really long time. He stole a check for doing basically nothing. Like I said, Degrassi should have stayed on Team Nick because of the 10 episode span, it made the writers rush storylines, not give proper character development to certain people, and it made them wrap storylines up in one episode. There was storylines I feel like they could have really could have expanded, but they wrapped them up so quickly. And honestly, that really started in Degrassi season 14 because, like I said, Degrassi season 14 did storylines and then they wrapped them up. Like Miles smoking weed, Maya having anxiety. It was so many storylines that they started and then they would just wrap it up. Like, that was it. That's all you get. That was it. It was just stupid. It's like, if you're not going to expand a storyline, you don't have to expand a storyline so long, but if you're not going to expand it where I can at least see how the character grows or continues to keep doing this shit, what's the point of doing it? Like, I feel like the only storyline they did not wrap up in Degrassi Next class so quickly was Miles doing drugs. Miles doing drugs was literally the whole first season. Up until that last episode, he got better. And in season 2, like I said, he didn't do nothing. Season 2, he did nothing. Season 2, season 2, him and Tristan got back together. And they were just dating. And they had an episode where Tristan was upset about him feeling like Miles thought he was weird because he was a virgin and things like that. Like, really? That's it? Like, Miles gets that one good storyline and then it's done. It's over with. He don't get nothing else. In season 2, like I said, season 2, for the most part, he was just with Tristan. He didn't get any storylines up until the bus crash happened, and then the storyline with him and Lola happened. And then like, honestly, I really feel like they wrapped the Maya and Zig storyline up really quick. And I say that because, man, the Degrassi Next class is like a failure. 10 episodes is not a lot to tell a story. It's not a lot to give character development to. And I can say on some extent that even when Degrassi was doing like 44 or 45 episodes, there are characters who were there who never got character development, like Dallas, like Becky, like Imogen, like Allie. But there's no excuse for that. Because they was there when the episodes were running for 45 something episodes. So the writers didn't have an excuse to not give them character development. Because they had a lot of episodes to where they could get character development. So in Degrassi Next Class, there are characters who literally came in Degrassi Next Generation and in Degrassi Next Class that still has no character development. Jonah, Grace, Frankie, Lola. What is that? What is that black girl name? I don't even know her name. Lola, Tiny, Zig, Winston. All of these characters who have been here since maybe I know Maya and Zig and them have been here since season 11. But everyone else, man, there's no way in hell. They been here since season. Grace came in season 13. Jonah got here in season 14. Why haven't they got any character development yet? And I don't want to hear the shit saying, oh, but they did give Jonah something about how when he was doing drugs and he got a girl pregnant. That's only give us a glimpse into his past. That's not character development. Character development is to me is if he was doing drugs like that, he was a junkie, us seeing him at his worst and then doing something to see him grow out of that bad drug habit. To me, that would be growth to his character. But in the Degrassi Next Class, for him to be with Grace and say, oh, I send the baby mother money, but she won't allow me to see the child because she had it out of wedlock. I mean, that's somewhat interesting, but it don't do shit for me because he still has no character development. Grace, the only thing we knew about her is that she is sick. Where's her character development? Zig, we know nothing about Zig's life. Nothing. We know absolutely nothing about Zig, and yet he's been here. What the fuck? Tiny. Only thing we know is that his mother is a junkie and his brother is in jail. There's no, where is he living at? No, nothing. Like, these characters were just here. Here. They were just here. It's like, since when the characters just been here? If these are your classes and they are important, give them something. Just something. Frankie, I feel like Frankie was misunderstood. And I feel like what the writers did for her if she had a problem, I feel like they just put her in a relationship. And I definitely believe that's true because when she did not feel like she could trust Winston again, they just had her catch feelings for that other dude she gave money to. When she knows she did not have feelings for Winston like that and she wanted to be with Jonah, they just put her in the next relationship with Jonah, and then her and Jonah were just up and down. They were good and then they weren't, and he was doing something, and it's just, I was just over their fucking relationship. The relationships were just an all-time, they were just worse. They were just really bad in Degrassi Next Class. None of the relationships had any chemistry, and the only relationship I really gave a fuck about, they were literally broken up the entire season. Shit, the entire show. Maya and Zig broke up in season 1. They did not get back together until season 4. Like I said, I didn't think her needed to figure out what she wanted, what she needed, would take into the last season. He was in a relationship with Esme to the end of the show. That's just ridiculous to me. Like I said, they wrapped the Maya and Zig storyline with him cheating very quickly. Like, he told her in season 1, and then in season 2, she was leading him on thinking that they were going to be together again, and then that was it. Like, that was it. They dropped it in that episode of season 2. It's like, there's no, we're going to keep trying to do this. There's no, he's going to at least try to talk to her or at least try to win her trust back. It's just over and done with. That's it. Like, the Degrassi Next Class timing and how they wrote episodes were just terrible. They were not good. And the dude who be rewatching Degrassi, I think I'm going to leave a comment underneath his video and ask him, do he plan on watching Degrassi Next Class? Because since it's only 10 episodes, he could get done with that shit very quickly. And I feel like if you're going to watch Degrassi Next Generation, you need to watch Degrassi Next Class because it's part of the Degrassi series. And I just feel like Degrassi Next Class is a failure. So for those who out there who feel like it's better than Next Generation, you're capping, you're full of shit. Degrassi Next Class is nowhere near as good as Degrassi Next Generation. Holds no candle next to Degrassi Next Generation. Degrassi Next Class failed at what the fuck it was trying to do. Period. It did not succeed. They only had two good characters that came out of that franchise, and that was only Maya and Miles. That's it. Nobody else got any storylines. Nobody else I could say to a close second, but she never was really one of my favorite characters, was Zoe. Zoe had some really beautiful character development. I liked her whole lesbian storyline. I enjoyed it, but she never was really one of my favorite characters or like that. But I can't say her character development was absolutely flawless. I can't say that. But I never really cared about Zoe. Tristan is just the gay kid. That's it. Like, I'm over it. I'm over it. If you can say the Degrassi Next Class is honestly better than the Degrassi Next Generation, you can go to hell, because there are so many good storylines in the Degrassi Next Generation. There are so many good characters, good character development, that there's no way with a straight face you can truly say the Degrassi Next Class is better than Degrassi the Next Generation. You sound stupid. Stupid. You sound very stupid if you honestly believe that at the bottom of your heart. You sound dumb. Now, onto my motherfucking side rant. I know everybody love to shit on Craig. I know everybody hate Craig. That's just the cool thing to do when it comes to the Degrassi fandom. But I'm trying to understand, where the fuck did it come? Where the fuck was it? Where the fuck is it now all of a sudden cool to say, oh, he used his mental health to get away with shit? Huh? I'm trying to understand. Do people watch the same bipolar storyline with Craig like I did? Craig didn't use his bipolar to get away with anything. People who say that they enabled him, you're fucking wrong. No one enabled Craig to do anything when he was bipolar. If anything, like I said early in this video, people walked eggshells around him because he was bipolar. People felt like he was a freak. People felt like if they said something, it would I guess freak him out or make him go crazy. Joey treated Craig when he had bipolar. He treated him like a crazy patient. He treated him like, oh, if he's not on his meds, he's not going to act right. Which is, I'm not going to say isn't true, because when you're bipolar, you need to be on your meds, because if not, you can have psychotic breakdowns. But at the same time, Joey did not treat Craig as the same child who he was before he found out he had a bipolar disorder. Instead, once he found out he was bipolar, he started treating him like, oh yeah, he's a freak, so I have to treat him accordingly. Even Ashley. Ashley said she had to walk eggshells around Craig. Ashley said she left to London because she did not want to be around Craig 24/7. And that being around him while he had bipolar was absolutely draining. But yet, she's the best girlfriend he's ever had, right? I'm over it. All of y'all just shit on Craig for no reason. And for y'all to say he was enabled when he had bipolar, I don't agree with that. Like I just said, if anything, when he found out he was bipolar, everybody started treating him like a freak. Everyone treated him like a fucking freak, and I did not like it. But that's all I gotta say for this video. I'm over all this stupid shit. Anyone out there who think Degrassi Next Class is a good show, fuck you, you're dumb. And stop shitting on Craig, because at this point, it's low vibrational, and y'all just hate him just because. So shut the fuck up, I'm out of here.